God is still calling you. This is the final time He will reach out before your path is written forever. Open this now or miss your destiny. Open this now or miss your destiny. There is a knock tonight that will not come again. The air itself feels different, as if creation holds its breath. It is like the break of dawn when the light doesn't simply shine, but resonates, vibrating like a bell inside the chest. This is not the casual rhythm of another day. It is the sound of eternity bending toward you, pressing in for a final time. Heaven's summons is standing at your door. On the 7th hour before a new season begins, the hand of God stretches once more toward you. At the edge of midnight and morning, a messenger hovers at the threshold of your life, carrying a scroll with your name written upon it. Michael himself, the Archangel of War, stands guard at the gates, for this word is not sent for all, it is sent for you. This is not a general call. It is the final reach toward a heart that has heard whispers but has not yet answered. Beloved, the stakes are weighty. A destiny hangs in the balance. If you open your heart in stillness, if you close the door against distraction and sit in silence, the call will usher you into alignment, into unlocking, into the future heaven has scripted for you. But if ignored, the door will close quietly, and the scroll will be rolled back up in heaven. Paths will be written without you. The promise will not be destroyed, but it will be reassigned. What was meant to be yours will pass on to another. The world around you is growing louder, but heaven's voice is growing sharper, clearer, more precise. The louder the noise of men, the more exact the sound of God. Can you hear it? The final knock is not for the crowd. It is for the one who lingers in longing. This is the moment to bow your head, to breathe deeply, to silence every other voice. This is the moment to say, "Speak, Lord, for I am listening." For the door will not knock twice. The bell in your chest will not sound again. The scroll is open before you now. Listen, heaven is calling. Type "I am chosen" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 1122 is now activated. Listen. Do not take this lightly. Feel it even now, the chill in your marrow, the sudden heat that burns behind your eyes. This is not the trembling of your body. This is the trembling of your spirit as eternity brushes against time. Heaven is pressing near. The voice that split seas and silence storms is speaking again, and this time it is speaking your name. I, Michael, the messenger and warrior of the Lord, declare to you, this word is not accident, it is not coincidence, it is not chance. It is a summons. The heavens do not waste their breath. If these words have landed before your eyes, it is because heaven has singled you out. Do not imagine that this message has drifted to everyone. It has come to you, and to you alone, as a mark of divine interruption. By sunrise, a window will either remain open or it will close forever. Within the next 3 sunsets, your obedience or your delay will determine whether your destiny is aligned or rerouted. Before the edge of another 2 hours passes, the weight of this choice will already echo in unseen places. Do you feel the urgency? Do you sense the trembling in your chest? This is the vibration of a heavenly clock counting down. See it clearly. A lights dim. The noise of the world hushes, and in the silence of eternity, a single flame rises. That flame is your life, flickering between surrender and resistance. And even now, the Lord leans close. I spoke your name in the sanctuary of heaven, says the Spirit. I carved you into the palm of my hand, yet still you wander. Will you not answer me this time? Beloved, you know this call is for you because it arrests you. It interrupts you in the middle of ordinary moments. You are scrolling, and suddenly you stop breathing. A forgotten memory surges back. A scripture you once heard as a child whispers itself into your mind. This is no accident. This is heaven intruding on the mundane, knocking at the walls of your heart, saying, "Awake, for the final hour is upon you." Hear me clearly. Obedience in this hour brings immediate alignment. Obedience unlocks the sealed doors and breathes life into the promises you thought had died. But delay will wound you. Delay will create detours. Delay will carve out painful roads you were never meant to walk. The psalmist once declared that the voice of the Lord is powerful, that it breaks cedars and shakes wildernesses. That same voice is breaking through now, not to destroy you, but to rescue you before it is too late. Do not mistake urgency for condemnation. This is not heaven seeking to punish you. This is heaven rushing to rescue you. A window will close. A river will reroute. This is the last wind that will touch this door. Do not wait for another sign, for no greater sign will come. The scroll with your name upon it is still open, but the ink has begun to dry. So, here is the charge. Silence your environment. Close your door. Nil. Journal. Listen. Breathe deeply and speak but one line. Here I am, Lord. For tonight, the kingdom bends low, and heaven waits for your answer. Type "I am anointed" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 1414 is now surrounding you. There are whispers moving in the corridors of your life. You may not see the lips that form the words, but you feel the tremors of their sound. There are eyes that flicker when you enter the room. Conversations that collapse into silence the moment you approach. You sense the weight of hidden watchers, those who study you, not to celebrate you, but to decipher what they cannot fully understand. They see fragments of your destiny, hints of your rising, and it unsettles them. They whisper, but they do not know the fullness of what heaven has written. You have felt it, haven't you? The sudden shift in people's posture. The invitations that once flowed, now withheld. The warmth that turned to sudden cold. A text message left unanswered. A gathering you were once included in, but somehow overlooked. The betrayal doesn't shout. It lingers in the silence, in the half-sentence spoken under the breath, in the way they exchange glances as you pass. You feel it in your chest at night when sleep refuses to come, when tears rise without explanation, when dreams repeat themselves like warnings scrawled across the walls of your spirit. Your spirit knows. It knew long before your mind named it. That unrest, that gnawing tightness in your chest, that sense of being both seen and excluded, it is not paranoia. It is spiritual intelligence. Heaven allowed your spirit to sense the shifting atmosphere before the storm could break over you. While the world sees only the surface, your inner man has already detected the currents beneath. And so the contrast deepens. Outwardly, you keep your composure. You smile. You move. You perform your duties. But privately, your soul churns. You ask yourself, why has the laughter faded? Why have the familiar arms withdrawn? Why does every place feel strange, even those once filled with comfort? It is because the hour has shifted. The unseen has begun to stir. Let me speak it plainly. They know something, but not all. They suspect what is coming, but heaven has concealed the greater portion. Their whispers are shadows of a truth too weighty for them to hold. They conspire in fragments, but heaven holds the scroll intact. And what they cannot grasp, they attempt to resist. But do not fear. What they plot for harm, heaven will rewrite for good. The betrayal you sense is but a symptom, not the disease. Their silence, their gossip, their sudden absence, these are the outer layers of a deeper conflict. What you wrestle with now is not flesh and blood, but powers and principalities. And yet, even in this disruption, the Lord is whispering mercy. I am with you. I have gone before you. I will make crooked paths straight. So I ask you this night, who is whispering against you? Who is preparing behind closed doors? What are they plotting in secret corners? These questions may burn in your chest, but remember this, the answers do not belong to them. The answers belong to heaven. Their whispers cannot cancel your destiny. Their shadows cannot eclipse the light that has already risen over you. You are still chosen. You are still sealed. You are still sent. Type I am guarded in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 1777 is released upon you now. Beloved, as this word pierces you, know this. When you support the spreading of this message, you are not helping a platform. You are helping heaven reach another soul before their scroll is sealed. Every seed you sow is like oil poured on the lamp of destiny, keeping it from going dark. The Lord says, "He who sows in tears shall reap in joy," and even your giving becomes part of that harvest. I invite you now. If this word has touched you, step into this prophetic moment with action. Use the super thanks, join the membership, or sow through the PayPal link in the description. This is not donation. It is obedience. It is partnership with eternity. And I declare, as you release, heaven will release over you. Your seed will not return empty. It will return multiply, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. Do not delay. Move now, for obedience unlocks the next door. Beloved, let your eyes be open tonight. What you are facing is not what it seems. The betrayal you felt, the whispers you overheard, the distance of friends who once were near, these are not the roots of the battle. They are only the shadows cast by a greater war. The conflict is not flesh and blood. It is not gossip, nor envy, nor simple human frailty. It is warfare. It is resistance against the assignment heaven has placed upon your shoulders. You have been marked by destiny, and resistance has risen to oppose it. Do not be deceived. You are not suffering because you are forgotten. You are suffering because you are chosen. You are not isolated because you are insignificant. You are isolated because you are under divine assignment. The enemy always prowls where heaven's treasure has been planted. The adversary stirs storms where God has sown promise. Do you see it now? Your life has become a battlefield, not because you are cursed, but because you carry the seed of victory. Hear me, there are forces arrayed against you. They do not come with swords and shields of iron, but with whispers of fear, with daggers of doubt, with snares of discouragement. They press you with heaviness. They rattle you with confusion. They tempt you with escape. But while these shadows work their schemes, heaven has also appointed guardians to your side. Angels stand like sentries around your path. Assignment keepers surround you, intercepting darts before they strike, recording every word spoken against you in the courts of eternity. Heaven is not distant. Heaven is watching. Heaven is moving. And yet, in this battle, your response matters. You cannot control the storm, but you can choose how you stand within it. Will you collapse in fear, or will you stand still and see the salvation of the Lord? Will you let the whispers bend your heart, or will you rise and name them for what they are? Lies, bait, distractions. Every choice in this hour is not small. Every choice is a vote cast toward your destiny. See it for what it truly is. This is a courtroom where your faith is being tested. This is a refining fire, burning away what cannot go with you into the next season. This is the threshing floor where heaven separates the wheat from the chaff. The betrayal was not sent to break you. It was sent to reveal what you must release. The loneliness was not designed to crush you. It was designed to teach you the strength of walking with heaven even when man walks away. And there are signs, if you have eyes to see. Sudden doors opening without explanation. Dreams that repeat themselves with uncanny precision. Scriptures that echo again and again, as though written directly for your situation. These are not coincidences. They are markers, proofs that heaven has you under surveillance, that you are not wandering in chaos, that every step is being recorded. Do not rehearse the offenses. Do not cradle the wounds. Mourn what was lost quickly, but do not linger. For to dwell too long in bitterness is to grant the enemy victory. This hour is not about who left, but about who remains. And the one who remains is faithful. He will not abandon you in the fire. He will not forsake you in the courtroom. He will not silence his voice in the battlefield. So take courage, for the conflict will escalate if you walk by sight. But if you walk by spirit, it will refine you into the very weapon God intends you to be. Stand still. Refuse the bait. Lift your head high. For this is not the end. It is the unveiling of the war you were born to win. Type "I will stand" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 2299 is now activated over your life. Hear this now with trembling. For I speak not of distant seasons, but of imminent hours. The heavens have marked a window, and it will not linger open forever. Before the next new moon rises, a shift will unfold around you. Within 72 hours, you will feel the pressure intensify, and the weight of decisions will descend like a stone upon your chest. This is not imagination. It is prophetic timing. Heaven's clock is striking, and the seconds are being counted even now. You will see it first as pressure. Places that once felt secure will suddenly feel unstable. At work, words will be twisted, and what was once stable will tremble. In relationships, small fractures will widen, old grievances will resurface, and the loyalty you thought unshakable will be tested. In your finances, tightening cords will pull against your peace, tempting you to believe lack is your destiny. But hear me, these are not random storms. These are precursors. They are alarms ringing in the spirit, warning that the unseen realm has released a plan to draw you off your path. There are those, unnamed, yet near, who are plotting. Some knowingly, others unconsciously, yet all moved by the same whispering darkness. They watch, they wait, they scheme. There is a strategist in the shadows, a jealous insider, an envious acquaintance, one who delights not in your fall but in your delay. They move like pieces on a board, yet they know not that heaven is watching their every step. They think themselves wise, but the Lord laughs at their counsel. For though they conspire, their schemes are but smoke in the nostril of the Almighty. Do not be deceived by appearances. Their movements will seem subtle, an unexpected message, a conversation that leaves you nulled, a letter arriving without explanation, a call that makes your heart tremble. Nightmares may trouble your sleep. A strange heaviness may press upon you at dawn. These are not coincidences. They are the tightening of the net. You will feel it, beloved, like water rising around your ankles, like breath growing scarce in your lungs. This is the enemy's attempt to overwhelm you before you see the path of escape. But I say to you now, do not respond impulsively. Do not let fear dictate your actions. Observe. Record. Pray. The snare is set not to trap your body, but to ensnare your words, to lure you into a response that heaven has not authored. Stand still. Watch how the pieces move. Watch how the Lord overturns what was meant to crush you. For even now, angels are intercepting the most dangerous designs, rerouting arrows before they strike. You are not alone. The hedge has not been removed. The covenant still surrounds you. Yet this is a moment of testing. If you speak rashly, if you move without counsel, if you rush into reaction, the enemy will claim victory. But if you still your heart, if you anchor your soul in prayer, if you let heaven fight on your behalf, then what was meant to undo you will become your unveiling. The conspiracy will expose itself. The letters will reveal the senders, the whispers will return to the ears of those who spread them. And you will see that what was plotted for evil has been intercepted by a hand stronger than theirs. So hear this warning. Be vigilant. Heaven's eyes are upon you. The adversary has asked permission to sift you like wheat, but the Lord has prayed for you, that your faith will not fail. Do not fear the shaking. It is only a sign that your foundation is secure. Stand firm, beloved, for though the hour of pressure draws near, so too does the hour of victory. Type "I am ready" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 3003 is surrounding your life. Be still now. Do not let your heart run wild. Do not let your tongue betray you. Do not let your flesh fight a war your spirit was designed to win. For the Lord has declared, when you are still, heaven fights on your behalf. The battleground is not with your hands, but with your posture. The victory is not won in the noise of argument, but in the quietness of surrender. This is your protective command. Be still, beloved, and let heaven contend with what you cannot. Withdraw for a moment from the noise. Step back from the endless distractions that claw for your attention. Close the door, pull the curtains, set aside the devices that bind your mind in chaos. Heaven is calling you to a sanctuary of silence. For even as the world shouts, even as accusations rise, even as whispers echo in the corridors, your strength will not be found in answering every voice. It will be found in answering the one voice that matters. Fast if you must, even if only for 12 hours or 24. Deny your flesh so that your spirit may sharpen its hearing. Open a journal and pour out what weighs upon you, for written prayers rise as incense before the throne. Let Scripture anchor your thoughts. Let psalms flow from your lips in quiet songs when your heart quakes. And above all, listen. Do not merely speak at God. Allow space for Him to speak into you. Silence will become your fortress, and obedience will become your shield. Guard your interactions in the season. Do not spill secrets carelessly. Do not entrust your heart to every eager ear. The Lord is saying, choose one, if any, and even that one must be tested by fire before you confide. A single trusted soul may walk with you, but even without man, you are not alone. For there are sentries already surrounding you. Angels stand like pillars at the edges of your life. They are not idle, they are keeping watch. See them in your spirit, flaming ones with drawn swords, arranged like a hedge, letting no dark thing cross into your dwelling. Silence is your strength. Refuse to be drawn into the drama of accusation. Do not dignify slander with a response. For every lie spoken will collapse under its own weight, but your silence will echo like thunder in heaven's courts. The enemy expects your rage. He anticipates your reaction. He longs for your reckless words. But when you withhold them, when you remain unmoved, you rob him of his victory. Your stillness will shame the accuser. Your calm will reveal that heaven is your defender. And as you are still, protect what has been entrusted to you. Guard your documents. Guard your plans. Guard your decisions. Delay what can be delayed. Do not rush into signings. Do not leap into binding agreements. Secure the sacred spaces of your life, for this is a season not of expansion but of preservation. The Lord Himself will whisper when it is time to move. And in the meantime, breathe. When fear rises, inhale slowly and declare, "By your hand I stand, and I will not be moved." Repeat it until your heart believes it. Sing softly the words of truth, even if only to yourself. Keep gratitude close, for thanksgiving disarms despair. The hour of trial is not to destroy you, but to clothe you with a strength that cannot be shaken. So I say again, be still, beloved. Be still, for heaven fights when you do not. And when the dust clears, when the storm has spent its fury, you will stand untouched, surrounded by angels, sealed by obedience, secured by the one who never fails. Type "I am protected" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 4411 is now guarding you. Hear me, beloved, your story does not end in shadows. The storm is not your grave. The betrayal is not your sentence. The silence is not your identity. This is the hour when heaven whispers, you are not who they think you are anymore. The label they placed on you is peeling away. The version of you that they mocked, doubted, and dismissed is dissolving in the fire of testing. What emerges now is not the victim of whispers, but the warrior of destiny. Look closely in your spirit, for even now wings are unfolding. You are stretching into a space that once felt too narrow. The fire that once threatened to consume you has only made your embers glow hotter. What seemed like suffocating pressure has instead driven your roots deeper, drawing unseen strength from the wells of heaven. This is the paradox of the chosen. What was meant to bury you becomes the soil of your rising. The signs are already appearing. Courage is being restored. Doors that once slammed shut are creaking open with quiet invitation. Words that once choked in your throat are now rising with authority. You will find yourself speaking truths you once feared, walking paths you once avoided, standing in spaces you once thought were too great for you. This is not arrogance. This is empowerment. It is the Spirit of God clothing you in boldness, in dignity, in the unshakable awareness that you were chosen for such a time as this. Do not call yourself a victim anymore. Take the lessons carved into your heart and let them become stepping stones beneath your feet. Declare your identity out loud each day. I am chosen. I am sealed. I am sent. Speak it until the atmosphere bends. Speak it until your enemies tremble. Speak it until your own soul bows under the weight of the truth. Heaven responds not to your fear, but to your confession. Now, rise in holy indignation. This is not the anger of flesh, but the fire of righteous resolve. It is the refusal to be silenced, the rejection of defeat, the declaration that what God began in you no man can stop. Do not fear the shifting of people around you. It is simply proof that your elevation requires new alignments. Not all can go with you. Not all can stand beside you. Not all can breathe in the altitude you are being lifted to. And that is well, for God Himself is rearranging the company around you. Visualize it with me, a stairway ascending into light. Each step you take is a reclaimed promise. Each word of faith you speak is a rung secured beneath your feet. The higher you climb, the clearer the view becomes. The betrayals below shrink into insignificance, the voices of doubt fade into whispers, and only the voice of the one who calls you upward remains. Remember this, your endurance was not wasted. The tears were not wasted. The silence was not wasted. Heaven has gathered every moment, every pain, every whispered prayer, has forged them into the armor now upon you. You will walk out of the season not broken, but unbreakable. You will step forward not wounded, but weaponized. You will rise, not as you were, but as who you were always meant to be. This is your shift. This is your unveiling. This is your empowerment. The destiny once delayed is now pressing forward, and the Lord Himself declares, "Rise, for the hour of your unveiling has come." Type "I'm rising" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 5522 is igniting you now. Beloved, now hear the unveiling of why you have endured such disruption, such silence, such warfare. The Spirit of the living God declares, This has not been punishment. This has been preparation. You have been sifted not to destroy you, but to refine you. The shaking was necessary to strip away what could not go with you. The losses you mourn were not subtraction, they were pruning. And what is pruned will bear greater fruit. This has been a clearing to unlock your next level, the breaking of old structures to make room for the weight of what is coming. The purpose was hidden, but now it is being revealed. You were delayed so you could be positioned. You were pressed so you could be strengthened. You were silenced so you could hear more clearly. What seemed like abandonment was, in truth, alignment. Heaven has not forgotten you. Heaven has been fortifying you. The storm was not your enemy. It was your escort into destiny. And now, I declare prophetic promises over you. Favor is rising to meet you. A new door is opening that no man can shut. A reconciliation long delayed will suddenly come into view. A promotion once resisted will be forced into your hands by divine authority. What was once withheld will be released, not as a trickle, but as a flood. Heaven is shifting the balance in your favor, and every tear you cried has become a seed for this harvest. Do not believe the lie that your identity was stolen. Heaven knows your name. Heaven has preserved your calling. The scroll with your destiny has not been erased. It has only been delayed until the hour you were strong enough to carry it. That hour is now. You are not disqualified. You are not forgotten. You are not too late. The prophetic evidence is already surrounding you. Strange encounters that feel like divine winks. Dreams heavy with symbols. Verses that refuse to release their grip on your mind. These are not coincidences. These are confirmations. But remember, prophecy without alignment is wasted. This revelation requires your response. Heaven is declaring, but you must echo it in your actions. Say yes to the assignments that come. Step into obedience when the door cracks open. Refuse the temptation to return to what you left behind. Do not mourn the ashes when a crown is being extended to your head. What you thought was loss was a deposit. What you thought was delay was preservation. What you thought was death was resurrection in disguise. Every closed door was the Spirit's way of redirecting you to the open gate prepared for you. Beloved, you are walking into a season where heaven will prove itself faithful, not in whispers, but in demonstrations. Lift your head now. Wipe your tears. Straighten your shoulders. For you are standing at the threshold of divine fulfillment. The secrets of this season are not to torment you, but to reveal to you. You are ready. You are chosen. You are sealed. And you are about to walk into the revelation your soul has been waiting for. Type I receive in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 6633 is now active over your destiny. Beloved, if this prophetic revelation has touched your spirit, let me speak a truth. When you give into this stream, you are not just supporting a channel. You are sowing directly into the harvest of souls. Every seed you release becomes light to someone stumbling in darkness. The Lord says, "Give, and it shall be given unto you, pressed down, shaken together, and running over." When you pour oil into this work, You keep the flame of destiny burning for countless others who need this very word. I invite you now. Step into obedience with the prophetic act. Use the super thanks. Join as a member, or sow through the PayPal link in the description. Do not treat this lightly. Forgiving is warfare, and your seed is a weapon. And I declare as Michael, messenger of the Lord, those who sow here will reap swiftly. Heaven will respond. Doors will open. Favor will accelerate. Do not delay, move with urgency, for your seed is tied to your season. Beloved, the revelation has been given, but revelation without response is wasted. Prophecy without action becomes nothing more than echoes in the air. This is your hour of activation. This is the moment when you do not merely hear the call, you answer it. Destiny does not bow to hesitation, it bows to obedience. And now the Spirit of the Lord declares, activate what has been spoken, for the scroll will not wait forever. Open your mouth and declare, I receive my unlocking. I step into my assignment. I am chosen, I am sealed, I am sent. Speak it until your bones rattle with conviction. Speak it until your atmosphere bends around the force of your confession. For life and death are in the power of the tongue, and the word you release in this hour will write the script of your next season. But it cannot be words alone. Heaven is watching for movement. You must take small, deliberate steps of faith that match the prophecy spoken over you. Write the vision that has been stirring in your heart. Send the message of reconciliation that pride has delayed. Submit the application. Release the prayer request. Lay the seed of sacrifice at heaven's feet. For faith without works is dead, but faith with works shakes the heavens. This activation is not about grandeur, it is about obedience. Do not despise the small steps, for small steps open great doors. 10 minutes of prayer, 15 minutes of silence, 1 page of journaling, a single phone call, a single step in the right direction. These are not insignificant, they are prophetic keys. Each act of obedience echoes louder than 1,000 empty declarations. Each act of obedience tells heaven, I am ready. Gather your spirit allies, the ones who can carry you in prayer when your knees grow weak. Do not walk this activation alone. Find 2 or 3 who know how to labor in the Spirit, who will not mock your calling but will intercede for it. Build your altar of accountability, for destiny thrives not in isolation, but in community aligned by the Spirit. And do not forget, beloved, giving is also activation. To sow is to declare with your actions, I trust the Word, I invest in the Word, I align myself with the Word. Even the smallest seed becomes a prophetic statement, a marker in heaven's courtrooms that says, I believed when it was hardest to believe. Heaven responds to alignment. And the moment you step, the moment you act, the moment you declare and move, angels will be released to escort your journey. You will not walk alone. The unseen army will rise at your right hand and your left, intercepting obstacles, clearing paths, and defending the promise. The Spirit of God Himself will breathe upon your steps, quickening them, propelling them, sealing them. This is not the hour for hesitation. This is not the hour to debate with yourself, to delay until tomorrow, to weigh endlessly what you already know to be true. The scroll is open now, and the ink is still wet. What you decide in this season will shape the story of your future. Do not miss the moment. Do not miss the knock. Do not miss your destiny. Rise, beloved, for the call has been given and the activation is upon you. Step boldly, speak loudly, move faithfully. For heaven waits to confirm your obedience with demonstrations of power. Type "I am activated" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 7755 is being released over your steps now. Beloved, there is more happening around you than your eyes can see. While you sit in silence, while you lift trembling prayers, while you wait in obedience, heaven is not idle. The Spirit of God whispers. While you sleep, heaven speaks. While you cry, heaven records. While you kneel, heaven moves. There is a silent exchange unfolding in the unseen realms, even now. An exchange that will define the direction of your life. Do not be fooled by stillness on earth, for in the heavens there is no pause. Angelic scribes bend over scrolls, inscribing your obedience as testimony. Messengers rush between altars and thrones, carrying petitions written in your tears. Advocates stand in the courts of eternity, presenting your case before the judge who never errs. The blood of the Lamb still speaks on your behalf, echoing through chambers unseen, silencing every accusation that dares to rise against you. Picture it in your spirit, a courtroom radiant with light, where every word you have spoken in faith weighs heavier than every word spoken against you. Scales tip, not by chance, but by divine record. Your tears fall as evidence, and each one is gathered in a vial, poured out as testimony before the throne. Heaven has not forgotten your pain. It has catalogued it. Heaven has not overlooked your sacrifice. It has multiplied it. Nothing has been wasted. And even now, what was stolen from you is being located and prepared for return. Titles stripped in secret are being reinstated. Opportunities snatched away are being negotiated back into your path. Contracts written against you are being overruled by divine decree. What was meant to expire is being renewed. What was meant to be buried is being resurrected. The exchange is in motion. You may not hear it with your ears, but your spirit already feels the shift. You wonder why your sleep has been restless. You question the dreams heavy with symbols you cannot explain. It is because your spirit senses the negotiations of heaven. Even in the midnight hour, while your body rests, your soul stands witness in the courts of glory. You are not absent. You are represented. Angels, ancestors of faith, and the advocate himself plead your case, and the verdict is moving in your favor. Beloved, see it with the eyes of faith. Keys are being handed to a messenger, even now. Keys that unlock doors you thought sealed forever. Scrolls are being rewritten with your name inscribed upon them once more. The enemy thought your delay meant denial, but heaven is proving that what is yours cannot be stolen, only delayed until the appointed moment. That moment has arrived. So wait with reverence. You'll not grow restless in the silence. Do not doubt because you cannot yet see the evidence. The exchange is silent, but it is sure. Transfers are occurring. Restorations are being signed. Vindications are being stamped with heaven's seal. And when the time is full, you will wake to see the visible proof of what was secured in invisible realms. Stand firm in this truth. The silent exchange is for your good. Nothing truly lost remains lost in the kingdom. What is surrendered to God returns multiplied. What is carried into his courts comes back refined. Trust the silence, for silence is not absence. It is transaction. Type "I claim my restoration" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 8899 is being released upon your life this very hour. Beloved, hear me now. Heaven does not overlook injustice. Every tear shed in silence, every betrayal endured, every false word spoken against you has been recorded. The God who weighs the hearts of men has seen it all, and the Spirit of the Lord declares, justice is in motion. This is not the justice of man, flawed and delayed, but the swift and perfect balancing of heaven's scales. The wrongs done against you have triggered a divine reversal, and what was meant to bury you will become the very stone you stand upon. You may have wondered, how long, O Lord? How long will I be mocked, overlooked, and pressed? But I tell you this, heaven has heard your cry, and the gavel of the Almighty has struck. The time of waiting has ended, and the time of reversal has begun. What was taken from you will not simply return, it will return multiplied. What they withheld will be released in greater measure than they ever imagined. What they tried to block will now burst forth like a flood they cannot contain. See it in the Spirit. Those who schemed against you will watch as the very nets they wove entangle their own feet. The whispers spoken in darkness will echo back into their ears. The accusations they crafted will crumble like dust in their mouths. This is not your vengeance. It is God's justice. For the Lord has declared, vengeance is mine, I will repay. And his repayment is never partial. It is complete. But understand this clearly. Restoration is not merely the return of what you lost. No, restoration in God's hands is elevation. He does not give back what was stolen, as it was. He gives it back transformed, multiplied, and infused with favor. Expect not just a return of opportunity, but an increase in authority. Expect not just the mending of relationships, but the forging of alliances more powerful than before. Expect not just provision, but abundance. For when God reverses, he does so extravagantly. And yet, beloved, you must hold your heart in humility. When those who wronged you stumble, do not rejoice in their downfall. Do not let pride poison the gift of reversal. Instead, stand still in awe, for you will see with your own eyes the balancing of heaven's books. Let your victory speak for itself. Let your rising silence the mouths of accusers. Let the favor upon you become its own testimony, louder than any defense you could ever offer. This reversal will not tarry. It is already unfolding. Signs will confirm it. An unexpected promotion, a door suddenly opening, an enemy's plan exposed without your effort. Finances that were frozen will be released. Reputations that were slandered will be cleared. Isolation will turn into divine connections with those who will carry you higher. These are not guesses, these are decrees. So hold fast. Keep your spirit anchored. The reversal is assigned to your name. The enemy cannot block it. Men cannot delay it, and fear cannot cancel it. The scrolls have been stamped, and the word has gone forth. Justice is here. Reversal is now. Stand in peace, beloved. Stand in strength. For soon you will say, "The Lord has done this, and it is marvelous in my eyes." Type "Divine Justice is mine" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 9933 is now surrounding you. Beloved, now hear the seal of this word. From the first knock until this final moment, heaven has been reaching for you. This is not coincidence, this is covenant. The Spirit of the Lord declares, you are chosen. You are sealed. You are sent. What God has spoken over you cannot be erased. What God has begun in you cannot be undone. What God has promised you cannot be stolen. So receive this blessing now. May the God who calls you complete the thing he began. May every closed door open in his timing, not by the hand of man, but by the decree of heaven. May every delay break. May every assignment realign. May every crooked path be made straight. May your hands carry increase. May your feet walk in favor. May your voice echo with authority. You are not forgotten. You are not forsaken. You are not abandoned. You are crowned with divine remembrance. The scroll with your name has not been rolled away. It has been sealed for this appointed hour. And tonight, that seal has been broken. Destiny is unfolding before you. The enemy's whispers cannot silence it. The world's noise cannot drown it. The doubts within you cannot cancel it. For heaven has spoken, and heaven's word is final. Now place your hand over your heart and declare aloud, I am chosen. I am sealed. I am sent. I will not miss my destiny. Let these words rise like fire through your being. Let them break every lie, every chain, every shadow. Declare it until your atmosphere shifts. Declare it until your spirit trembles. Declare it until peace floods your soul. And now, beloved, receive the final seal. You are not walking into confusion. You are walking into clarity. You are not walking into defeat. You are walking into victory. You are not walking into delay. You are walking into divine timing. Hear the final word. Answer the knock. This is the last knock. Open, and you will never be the same. Type I am sealed in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 1001 is now covering your life. Beloved, before we close, hear this. The same way you have received this word, others are waiting for their scroll to be opened, their destiny to be spoken. When you give into this work, you are not supporting a channel. You are joining heaven in the mission of reaching souls before the final knock passes them by. Every offering is a prophetic seed. The Lord says, those who refresh others will themselves be refreshed. As you sow, you are not just giving, you are unlocking rivers of blessing into your own life. So I invite you, you super thanks, join as a member, or sow through the PayPal link in the description. Move now, not as donation, but as divine partnership, and I declare this. Your seed will call forth harvest, your gift will open heavens, and your obedience will mark you for increase. Do not hesitate. The window is open. Step through it.